We are live from the News Hub here in Accra. This is News 360.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Issa Moni.
I'm Natalie Ford. To look at the top stories this evening.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by Deluxe Paint, Heaven Black Mosquito Coil and Spray,
Premier Health Insurance, Calipo, and Nido Fortigro. Your love, their future. Industrial and Commercial Workers Union demand the removal of Managing Director of Golden Beach Hotels.
Police in Tema gunned down 2 armed robbers.
Also ahead this evening, NDC flag-bearer hopeful Guzi Tanor denies conspiracy to scuttle chances of former President Mahama in party's presidential primaries.
Cocoa farmers at this year's Cocoa Day celebration in Accra expressed disappointment over maintained producer price.
And on the foreign fronts this evening, critics accuse Indonesia's Meteorological and Geophysics Agency, BMKG, of lifting weather warning too early.
We have all these and more, including sports, coming up this hour. Remember, we are also live on channel 279 and all our social platforms, as well as on 3news.com. You can follow us. Right. The Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, ICU, is requesting government to appoint a competent person to turn the investment of SNIT in the country's Golden Beach hotels into more productive and profitable ventures. The ICU has accused the Managing Director, Abna Pukia Boete Amwa, of poor human and industrial relations affecting the productivity of the beach resorts.
The Golden Beach hotels comprise La Palm Royal Beach, the Elmina Beach Resort, and Buswa Beach Resort. According to the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, the relationship between Managing Director Abinapukwa Boate Amwa and the workers on labor issues and her utterances is affecting the growth of the hotels. Workers of the Buswa Beach Resort have embarked on a protest.
One of such effects was when the General Secretary of ICU Ghana called on the Managing Director on phone to book an appointment for discussions on the issues. But she declined and indicated that she has a busy week and that she was moving with His Excellency, the President, on some errands.
Jimpete Jan noted that any member of staff, including union executives, who questions the administration is either transferred or their status varied.
In less than 1 year into the Managing Director's administration, about 20 unionized workers have become victims of her acts and arbitrariness and union busting, among others. Even at the time of writing this complaint, 2 more workers were transferred from La Palm Hotel Beach to Buswa Beach. Again, the union and management negotiated and successfully reviewed the salary of our members of La Palm, which took effect from 1st January 2018. But to date, the Managing Director has refused to implement it.
He said attempts by national executives of the ICU to meet the Managing Director to address concerns of the workers have been fruitless.
And in Accra, scores of workers of La Palm Royal Beach Hotel picketed to demand the immediate removal of their Managing Director, Abna Poku Boete Amwa. The workers accused her of refusing to pay their SNIT contributions and failing to implement their collective bargaining agreement.
The workers are affiliated to their mother union, the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, ICU. They converged to protest what they described as unfair labor practice by the Managing Director. They again explained that for the past 6 months, the Managing Director, Abena Poku Amwa, has failed to pay their dues to the mother union. The disgruntled workers are upset that the MD has been displaying her political colors affecting the working environment.
She has the guts to tell the workers here and all over that she was brought down by the president and that she was here to serve the interests of the president, and therefore nobody can cajole or intimidate her. That led to my visit to this place. Coming to meet her, it took me 2 hours before meeting her. She gave a forum We listened to a matter. Thereafter, she said she was going to give another formal date. That date never came. I gave her a phone call. She said she was on some errands with the president, and when the errands with the president is over, before she will have time and listen to industrial relations issues.
The workers added the MD has failed to implement the collective bargaining agreement and has engaged in wanton transfers of union leaders.
6 solid months, she has refused to pay the union dues, both the national and the local. As if that is not sufficient, our SNIT second year, from March up to date, nothing has been paid. As if that is not enough, negotiations that have been concluded and MOU have been drawn. She was supposed to implement the MOU. She thrown the MOU aside, and she's saying that she will do her own implementation from this October.
General Secretary of ICU, Solomon Kote, who led the picketing, promised to pursue the matter at the presidency.
We want it to be on record that the National Union is not willing and ready to work with any square peg to be put in round hole. We want the presidency also to know that the people they are appointing into authorities, they must have respect for Ghanaians. They must have respect for the people they work with. We are not leaving any stone unturned. We are moving from here to get to the state DGG and then move on also to see what the chief of staff will say about this matter.
He said effort to convene a meeting with the MD has been unsuccessful. The managing director, Abena Poku Amwa, is yet to respond to the concerns of the workers.
Now, the Tema police has gunned down 2 robbers and arrested 2 in a shootout at the Tema industrial area. The alleged robbers stormed a UT warehouse on a robbery spree. According to the police, they had a tip-off that robbers had besieged the UT warehouse. Upon arrival, the police engaged them in a shootout which led to the killing of 2. 2 were later arrested by the police. Tema Regional Police Public Relations Officer ASP Joseph Binifo said the 2 would help the police with investigations.
In some other news, the Deputy Commissioner for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Shraj Richard Kwaisin, has challenged the security agencies to develop improved methods in effecting arrests to ensure the dignity of offenders are protected. He was speaking at a forum in Accra.
The Deputy Commissioner Richard Kwaisin noted despite the country's laws, there are still gaps in effecting the arrest of persons by the police.
Yes, we have done some good things. If you compare our practices today to the pre-Fourth Republic era, where people could be detained for several days without access to court. Sometimes people were brutalized in the course of arrest. Sometimes people were tortured. Now you can see that we have made some substantial progress in this area.
At a joint training forum for senior officers, police and prison officers, participants were updated on the Luanda guidelines, which comprise a right-based approach of arrest, police custody and pre-trial detention. It is to guide and support members of states of the African Union to effectively implement their commitment and obligations to combat several violence and arrest. Various speakers at the forum called for a national plan.
Now to some politics, and the race for the opposition National Democratic Congress flag bearership is getting keener as another aspirant, David Doche Kwame Kuada, has joined. Peter Kwada taught reports, unlike others, the former assemblyman is counting on divine intervention to edge out other contestants and to deliver Ghana from what he describes as the present economic woes.
David Doche Kwame Kuada is a 12th NDC flag bearer aspirant.
Fighting corruption takes a political will. And presently, no one will tell you that the mess or the rot in the system is too much. It is everywhere. And no country can progress with this situation.
He told the media his decision was a divine call, building his future leadership on the fear of God.
When we talk about the fear of God, you can trust yourself that you have that fear of God, but trusting others will be very difficult.
He slammed the current Akufo-Addo-led government, describing it as a deceitful group that continues to borrow to enrich themselves.
Those that they did not even tell you during the electioneering campaign are things that you see them going to do to benefit them. Even if the citizens are against them, they will still go ahead and fulfill that because of the personal gain that they will be deriving.
The civil revolutionary leader wants to industrialize Ghana if giving the mandate and add value to local produce.
We cannot afford to burden our future generations with loans in the face of the abundance of God-given natural resources.
The Nadole Kaleo MP, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Professional Studies, Professor Joshua Alabi, former Trade Minister Ecospio Gabra, former CEO of the National Health Insurance Authority, Sylvester Mensah, and former President John Dramani Mahama have all lined up for the top post. Others are former Deputy Finance Minister and MP for Cape Coast South, Kweku Rickett Hagan, lawyer and politician Guzi Tano, businessman Nuruddin Idrisu, legal practitioner Elikplim Agbamava, electrician Stephen Atubiga, and former Kumasi Metropolitan Chief Executive Kojo Bonsu.
Meanwhile, another NDC flag-bearer hopeful, Guzi Tano, has denied that 5 of the aspirants, including himself, have conspired to scuttle the chances of former President John Dramani Mahama in the party's presidential primaries. He spoke on Sunrise on 3FM.
Sources say 5 individuals who have declared their intentions to lead the National Democratic Congress in the 2020 elections were in a secret meeting. It is not clear when the secret meeting took place and where or the motivation for the meeting. Although the number of presidential hopefuls who participated in the said meeting is not in doubt, it is not clear the specific names who made it to the meeting. Confirming the said meeting on 3FM's morning show Sunrise, presidential aspirant Guzi Tano denied it was to conspire against the former president.
It's a clearinghouse to ensure that the election is clean, no abuse, no attacks, no intimidation, and so on, and also to look at some of the proposed constitutional amendments and so on and so forth coming to the Congress. There's no conspiracy about that. Any conspiracy would not be taking pictures. That's it.
Information indicates that the 5 presidential hopefuls are thinking of presenting one candidate to prevent the former president from being elected to lead the party.
Are you plotting to make sure he doesn't?
No, but what kind of question are you asking? I'm a candidate.
No, I said, are you people plotting?
I'm a candidate. Can I be in favor of Mahama?
No, hold on. So that's you personally, but are you 5 plotting to make sure Mahama doesn't win so that one of you wins? That's what the story says.
Well, the story is misconceived. What we're trying to do is to ensure, 1, that there is a level playing field. 2, that the campaign is conducted in a cordial and civil manner. 3, that there may be pertinent issues relating to the upcoming Congress that we must all address. The constitution of the committees, the constitutional amendments that have been proposed, and so on and so forth. Look, in politics, people engage each other, throw up ideas. I understand, for instance, the Mahama camp has promised vice presidential candidate to about 9 different people. That's that's the rumor I've heard. All right?
Including you?
No, I don't think he'll ever offer it to me.
In 1999, Guzi Tano broke away from the ruling NDC, citing issues of corruption. He founded the National Reform Party, NRP, and ran the following year on the NRP ticket. He returned to NDC with his colleagues in the Reform Party at the behest and upon several appeals made by the late President John Atta Mills in 2008.
Now let's move away from politics and focus on TV3. The big news today is that your favorite television station, TV3, is 21 years. Unrivaled as the best and entertaining channel, the station has entrenched its position in delivering world-class content.
With the tagline, First in News, Best in Entertainment, TV3, since its inception 21 years ago, has given its viewers authentic and captivating television content, etching its name in the hearts and minds of Ghanaians with its news bulletins, drama series, and reality television and entertainment shows. The station has paid its dues many times over. It is a station that broke the monopoly over content and programming in Ghana. It is also the first station to introduce telenovelas in the country, setting the pace for other TV stations. TV3 did it again last year when it introduced a local telenovela, Sadia, which has since attracted a lot of viewership. The station continues to give its viewers well-researched and in-depth analysis of news, current affairs, and entertainment programming. For 11 years running, TV3 Entertainment's reality show, Ghana's Most Beautiful, has dominated the reality pageant shows in the country. The station has always won the enviable position as the #1 television station in news and entertainment due to the hard work and dedication by its board, management, and staff. The station's efforts attracted significant international and local recognition, winning several awards, including CIMG Award for TV News Program of the Year 2010, Television News Program of the Year 2012, Media Organization of the Year 2015, and Best Picture for TV in the Ghana Music Awards. Determined to deliver excellent and quality programs, management, led by Beatrice Echampoma Abe, looks forward to making the station the best place for people to tell their stories. Chalking 21 years of broadcasting has certainly not been easy, but with a commanding sense of professionalism and cutting-edge world-class broadcasting, the station is gearing up to become the leading media house in Africa by 2022. Evelyn Tenkma, TV3 News, Accra.
Cersing continues to serve as the first in news and best in entertainment. Let's turn to other news this evening as government is to complete the review of the National Cybersecurity Policy document in December. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoudou Bamia, made this known at the launch of the Cybersecurity and Data Protection System month in Accra.
More than $600,000 was spent globally to deal with cybercrime last year. The figure is expected to increase, which the Vice President said could further mar the fight against cybercrime and data protection. The National Cybersecurity Document to meet global trends is being reviewed.
To encourage strong links between the universities and industry to ensure our young cybersecurity experts are battle ready. The Safer Digital Ghana campaign has been developed to respond to the increasing spate of cyber crimes and cybersecurity breaches, which would potentially undermine the gains from Ghana's digitization agenda.
Currently, figures from the Ministry of Communications indicate that 7% of the youth are active on mobile phones and the internet. The Communications Minister, Eselowusu Ekufo, spoke about new initiatives to prevent cybercrime.
Insecure emails which are used for official work. All these are examples of unhygienic cyber practices which we indulge in unwittingly, and they need to be addressed as a matter of urgency because they expose the entire national digital architecture to danger.
The theme for the celebration is Save Digital Ghana.
Now, our citizen journalist John Paul Agbe-Viade reports on the poor state of the 40-year-old Totibo DA Basic School block in the Sojamine district of the Eastern Region.
We are currently in Totibo DA Basic School, a school located in the Eastern Region of Ghana, to be precise, in the Sojamine district, in a village near Akosombo. The block we are seeing now represents primary 4, 5, and 6. This noble school is 40 years old now, and these have been the state of the classroom blocks. Here we are in the GSS. Here is GSS 1, GSS 2, and GSS 3. Government, NGOs, and all who have interest in assisting us to put up a good infrastructure for this school.
You're watching News 360. You've got the latest of news from the world of business with Parkwesi Asari in a few moments. Stay with us.
It's exciting to be back on your screens. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the very latest in the world of business. My name is Parkwesi Asari. Let's begin with our very first story. And cocoa farmers at this year's Cocoa Day celebration in Accra expressed disappointment over the maintained producer price of a bag of cocoa pegged at 475 cedis, while the Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahene Edu, announced the price at this year's Cocoa Day celebration in Accra.
Cocoa farmers who traveled from the eastern and western regions to Accra were disappointed when the producer price per bag was maintained at 475 cedis.
We came here expecting a better price. During campaign, we were promised 700 cedis per bag. I should have stayed in my farm. It is a difficult situation. Cocoa farming is difficult. The economy is difficult. The government needs to do something. We feel deceived.
So experience that kakra me hu ni say you two enemem wo Ghana ha akuafo tumi ye bobo pa.
From my experience, farmers are miserable. Prices of other products have gone up. We are making losses. Please increase the price.
Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahene Edu, explained that the world market price per ton had declined to as low as $1,750. He said coupled with domestic expenses in the distribution chain, it had become impossible for government to meet their demands.
The fall in cocoa price at the world market down by 40% is now a public tragedy and must be of concern to every well-meaning Ghanaian.
Farmers were encouraged to adopt hand pollination to increase pods per tree. The cocoa sector in Ghana has suffered a decline in the last year due to decreasing areas under cultivation, lands destroyed by galamsey, low yields caused by the swollen shoot disease, which has affected 17% of trees, declining producer price and non-adoption of research recommendations. This year's Cocoa Day celebration was on the theme, Cocoa Consumption, Business and Health.
Away from cocoa farmers, Vivo Energy has launched the Shell Fill a New Deep promo reloaded, while the promotion seeks to reward customers for patronizing Shell products and services throughout the year.
Customers will be rewarded with 7 brand new Hyundai Grand i10 taxis, 100 motorbikes, free fuel for 1, 3 and 6 months. Others could win shopping vouchers and instant free airtime. To participate in the promo, customers must buy 80 cedis and above worth of fuel to pick a scratch card and dial *714 *40, send, enter secret code and resend to enter the bi-weekly draws. They also stand a chance of winning airtime of 5 or 2 cedis instantly. The marketing manager at Vivo Energy, Jerry Boachi Dankwa, said for the next 12 weeks, the Shell Fill a New Deep promo reloaded Taxi Bonanza train will tour selected Shell service stations across the country and reward customers instantly.
We came out with a campaign called Chairman Bako campaign, where we celebrated taxi and trotro drivers and then pointed out to society the need for us to respect these guys, considering the kind of things that they do for us. If a taxi trotro person decide not to work in a day, you can imagine the chaos that will happen in the country. This Shell Fill a Deep promo reloaded is what we are doing to end the year and to say thank you to our customers.
He indicated that the Shell lubricant, Shell Helix, and Shell Remoula are designed to provide improved engine performance, extra responsiveness, reduced engine noise, and lower maintenance costs.
The draw is going to be held every 2 weeks, and we are going to do 6 draws between now and the 23rd of December. So all customers have to do is just go to the station, buy 80 cedis of fuel, get a scratch card, enter the draw, or win instant prizes. We have over 100,000 prizes to give away to our customers.
Vivo Energy Ghana, marketers and distributors of Shell products across the country, stocks Shell's differentiated fuels, which offer numerous benefits, including improved engine performance and reduced fuel consumption.
Well, that's all for our top headlines in business. Remember to log on to our website, www.3news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asare. Handing over now to Issa Moni for the continuation of News 360.
Thank you, Pa Kwesi Asare. Good to have you back. Now let's do some more news on News 360 tonight. A section of chiefs and queens of Nkonya have distanced themselves from claims by the paramount queen Nana Otubia II over the siting of the Biakunye District Assembly Complex project. Spokesperson for the chiefs, Christian Yao Elete, described the move by the paramount queen as disrespectful. Here's a report by Robert Abelba.
On Thursday, September 20, the paramount queen of Nkonya traditional area, Nana Otubia II, held a news conference to question the Biakunye District Assembly's decision to purchase land for the construction of a district assembly complex instead of utilizing a parcel of land donated by the chief. Nana Otubia II, who is the acting paramount chief for the area, again threatened to take legal action against the assembly and its co-hosts.
I don't think I will sit down for things to go bad. So we will meet at the legal court for the court to determine whether it will give her the permission to build the assembly at the disputed land where 4 families are claiming ownership.
This occurred at the time the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Yao Lecha, was in the area breaking the ground for the start of work on the Assembly's office complex. 10 days later, some elders, led by the regent of Nkonya Tei, Christian Yao Elete, at a media briefing debunked the assertions by the paramount queen. According to the group, the choice of Nkonya KJB site was unanimously accepted by the Traditional Council.
The press conference and demonstration organized and led by Nana Otubia II, Queen Mother of Nkonya and Henkuru, was not in agreement with what the Traditional Council decided.
Christian Yao Elete also challenged the authority of Nana Otubia II.
The paramount chief, Nana Okocha Kofi, has not invited all the Nkonya chiefs to announce to us that Nana Otubia is the paramount Queen Mother. I have not been invited to any meeting at which this has been said. So, the Queen Mother of KJB is a Queen Mother. That of Tai is a Queen Mother. That of Intumra is a Queen Mother. And that of Ahenkuru is also a Queen Mother.
But the paramount queen called their bluff and threatened to take them on.
And as a paramount Queen Mother and the president of the Traditional Council, I will not sit down for things to go out of hand, because internal conflict is very difficult to manage than external conflict. I believe when the Nkonya and Alavanyo problem came, I was the one everybody was calling, and I'll be responding to issues. Where were they?
To health now, as 1,800 women could lose their lives through breast cancer, while 4,600 new cases would be diagnosed this year. Head of breast unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Florence Dede, who made this known at the launch of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, urged women to seek early treatment.
Breast cancer is the most frequent cancer among women, affecting 2.1 million women each year, and also causes the highest cancer-related deaths. An estimated 627,000 women, approximately 15% of all cancer deaths among women, have been recorded this year. While breast cancer rates are higher among women in more developed regions, cases are increasing in nearly every region.
Women should be aware of what is happening in their breasts. We encourage every woman to examine their breasts once every month so that you know what your normal feels like. If you pick up any changes, don't hesitate to go to a hospital. Don't be afraid to go to a hospital. And in the event that you are diagnosed with breast cancer, you shouldn't run away. You shouldn't go and try all sorts of therapies that do not work. Stick to the hospital treatment because it has been proven to work.
Director of Public Health, Dr. Bedusa Akodie, says the Ghana Health Service is working to improve access to screening across the country.
People living out there in the small communities at the villages, they are deprived of this. As we are talking about universal health coverage, where we don't have to leave anybody behind, it's important that the primary care facilities are brought on board and what they require with regards to the simple test as examination by hand. This was small training. Any health worker would be in position to do this for early detection.
The theme for this year is Early Detection and Effective Treatment Saves Lives.
And the Trades Union Congress intends to engage government on the setting up of a National Health Endowment Fund to provide national health care support to pensioners and also assist them to defray the cost of medical treatment. Secretary General of TUC, Dr. Yauba, gave the hint at a ceremony in Accra to mark this year's World Day of the Elderly.
This will be the second major policy initiative by the Trades Union Congress to government. In 2012, the TUC implored government to provide at least 100 cedis as retirement support to pensioners. But the policy did not yield any support from government, which claimed it would cost 1.2 billion cedis, throwing its budget out of gear.
Raised this issue in the meeting. The response we got was, where are we going to get the money to pay? Basic income. We even proposed 100 Ghana cedis per month for all those who were 65 and above, who were not earning pension. We worked it out. At the time, it came to about 1.something billion per year. And we said, the response we got was that there's no money to pay.
The policy has since been shelved despite the TUC indicating plans to initiate another round of discussions. 6 years on, the TUC intends to engage government on another policy to set up a National Health Endowment Fund to complement the health support needs of the aged. The Executive Secretary of the Association, Edward Ameibo, expressed concern about the National Health Fund.
A child who is working outside Ghana, or your children who you paid, you collected bank loans to look after, to now come and help you on your hospital bed. They will keep on telling you, Dada, I'm coming, and they will never come. But when you die, they can do the Bonyo party, because that is one-time expenditure.
The TUC boss said the support of all affiliated unions would be solicited.
If situation of workers is not good, how about the situation of retirees? So you can imagine, because the way we calculate our pension, it depends on what you earn. So if wages are low and salaries cannot take you home, take-home pay cannot take you, how about when you retire?
The leadership of TUC has since presented a document on their proposal to Sector Minister Ignatius Bafo-Ewa.
Now, telecommunications company MTN's Internet Fest on Friday at the University of Cape Coast attracted about 2,000 students. The annual event, which was for the first time organized at the university, was aimed at educating people on the importance of using the internet and how it can be used to improve the lives of students. Here's Ajwa Adubia Owusu's report.
The Internet Festival is an annual event dedicated to creating awareness on the various internet usages and educating people on its best use. This year's iFest was targeted at the various universities in Ghana.
Went to KNUST campus and our last stop is UCC. The patronage has been great. So far, UCC's patronage has been amazing. We've had a lot of people passing through. A lot of students have gone through our setup and have learned how to use the internet to improve their life.
The festival was also to empower students to take advantage of the full potential of the internet.
We came here, we saw, we conquered. People came to get tested.
People were educated about their status. We had MTN on ground. I hope for the next one you will be around.
There were activities like medical screening, pick and act, and computer games.
You're watching News 360. We'll return shortly with the latest from the world of sports with Nana Kojafre.
In entertainment news this evening, on Ghana's Most Beautiful this week, contestants were up to convince judges and the audience on the need to promote Ghana's tourism. Now, from the Greater Accra region was the judge star performer for the night.
The contestants took on different characters: a queen mother, tourism student, a sector minister, among others, to promote the various tourist sites in Ghana. The eviction-free show saw the wannabe queens update the audience on some of the country's tourist attraction sites.
3 weeks ago, we were at Buabe Monkey Sanctuary. I am sure most of us here have not heard of that place. My dear, have you?
Now the Greater Accra regional representative put up a brilliant performance as she promoted Ghana through music, from the old all the way to new songs flooding the airwaves.
From the days of Osibisa, Dr. Ephraim Amu, Amachi Dede, forever Kojo Enchi, not forgetting the Wulome.
No wonder she was crowned the star performer for the night. The contestants did their best, but were the judges impressed?
As always, you'll have some that have come out of themselves, others haven't yet. I wouldn't say I was wowed, but it was something. It wasn't everything, but there was something.
And American rapper, singer and songwriter Kanye Omari West, known by many as Kanye West, has changed his name to Ye, or Y-E. Announcing the change on Twitter, he wrote, has been nicknamed Ye for some time and used the moniker as the title for his 8th album, which was released in June. The change came ahead of his appearance on Saturday Night Live, where he was expected to launch his new album, Yand He. As well as being an abbreviation of his current professional name, West has previously said the word has religious significance for him.
We'll see how people respond to Ye as opposed to Kanye West.
Been wondering what name you would like to change in case you have a chance to give yourself a different name and nickname. Anyway, Natalie will not answer today. That's it for this edition of News 360. My name is Issa Mani. I'm
Natalie Fort. Visit our website, 3news.com, for some more news. Remember, news at 10 will simulcast on our sister station, 3FM 92.7. Have a lovely evening.